How do you guys like the new intro track?
I guess I could throw something new. Yeah, how'd you guys like that?
Anyways.
Actually, I just thought of something. If we actually want to record like a little bit of theme song, we can. I just got a pretty good recording software on my computer, and I got a mic, and so we could do a little jiggy.
Let's do it, dude.
If we want.
That'd be cool. All right, stay
Be
tuned.
fun.
Obviously, we can only do it like the instruments that we all know, and then I guess if we want to say something or like sing.
Yeah, I could snap my fingers and stuff.
Sherman will go acapella.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we could do some. I don't know if you can throw on like voice effects, but we could be there and like, welcome to, or something like that. Or like, what's that?
Biggest Sporadically podcast by day.
Sunday. Or, some type of intro. I don't know if you could do effects on voices.
That would be cool if we
could do something.
Get some nice audio.
You could just do it and
on
then port that audio into
Probably
the software.
so.
Yeah, you'll just do it. Yeah, string it together.
So yeah, we could do that sometime.
What episode is this?
131.
131. You want a banger to start off 131?
Yeah. Before we get into this banger, appreciate the like button and subscribe. Follow our Instagram and TikTok. It's at Speaking Sporadically. And yeah.
And listen to our podcast.
Which you are already doing, so good job.
You want to get started? You ready?
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You guys are not. How ready do you think you are to hear what I'm about to say?
I thought I was pretty ready, but the more you talk, now I don't think I'm
how
ready.
ready do you think you are?
I don't know. Earlier, I saw like a really wholesome video. And I was like emotionally touched by it.
So
I
okay,
think that helps add to my emotional popularity.
You're not ready. You cannot possibly predict what I'm about to say.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's play hot or cold.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this like a story? Let's get back to it. Is this like a real story that happened?
I'm on a city government Facebook
Okay.
account of a local news story. I'm just going to go ahead and say the city when I start the story.
Okay.
And it's a story. It's in their, yeah. They've asked for community assistance in what I'm about to say. That's what the post was.
Okay. Community assistance at.
In a local city. Go ahead and take a shot. You have two directions to go.
A gentleman spent
Wrong.
3 years armoring a tank and drove it around the city,
Incorrect.
demolishing everything.
That did happen, but
It did happen.
Not this story.
they need help controlling their. Pig population. A farm broke and pigs got loose, and now they're just overrunning. They just keep repopulating like crazy.
Those are probably equally as cold.
Okay.
You want to take another crack, or do you want?
They're
They're on the same spot on this linear.
We're ice.
I'm guessing. I was gonna guess.
They're
something
like you guys like here, and this thing's way over
I was
there.
gonna guess something animal related as well.
No animals,
Okay, I'm gonna
as
go.
far as we know.
I'm gonna go broad.
Broad.
A vital piece of town infrastructure is non-usable.
Cold.
Oh my gosh! I thought that was on, bro. That's so broad.
No, no. Guys, you got to think out of the ordinary on this.
It's hard.
I'll
to
give you
think
one more.
out
I'll
of
give
the
you one more.
ordinary.
Plague.
Warmest yet. You want me to say? You want me
Some
to?
type of disease, Devin.
Just tell the story. We got kind of. We got warm. We got.
You got
20-second microwave
You
warm.
got warm in that it has to deal with
A disease.
biology.
All right, go ahead.
You ready? I'm just going to read this out loud. February 23rd, 2024. This was posted on the
so it's like
Sydney, Ohio
2 days ago.
3 days
city
ago.
government Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what was the city?
Sydney, Ohio.
Australia? Oh, Ohio.
Sydney, Ohio.
Sydney,
Local.
Ohio?
Local.
Okay.
That's so far from
The
us.
Sydney Police
They're
Department
really-
approaches all investigations with a high level of seriousness. As such, a request for community assistance has been made in an effort to support the investigation. During the preliminary, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to say thoughts and prayers go out in case this situation is somehow shady. That thought did cross my mind when I first heard this story, and I hope to God that it's not anything of severity that I think it might be.
To anyone that may have been affected by this situation.
Yes. I'm not saying it's funny. I'm just saying it's so out of the ordinary and out of this world for what is local to us. And
You are
also, I
local.
have some thoughts on why they haven't figured anything out yet.
If you or a loved one have been affected by this crisis.
Like, we're very sorry if anything comes to light. We don't know about any of this now, and I'm just reading this out because, well, it is an interesting story, and it's a very curious one for where we are. And I'm curious about why they haven't done certain things or why they haven't been able to do them to figure it out. I'm going to continue now. During the preliminary investigation phase, the department exhausted all possibilities within nearby hospitals and is working with other law enforcement agencies in conjunction with the Montgomery County Coroner's Office. The Sydney Police Department is committed to examining all potential criminal and non-criminal scenarios, and with information regarding this is asked to call the Sydney Police Department at blank, 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 blank. On February 18th, a Sydney police officer responded to Walmart regarding an amputated finger found in the parking lot. Investigators transported the finger to the Montgomery County Coroner's Office, who confirmed it was human, likely that of a white female. As of now, no medical providers can provide information that links the finger to any recent patient. No one has claimed the finger. It just showed up at a Walmart. They've taken it to a coroner's office. They have identified it. Likely a white female. No one's claimed it.
No prints on file?
No foul play. They've never said anything about prints. I thought that when I first read it.
Yeah.
It's a finger. Like, can you not? It's got to be messed up somehow.
If it's not a thumb, I don't think they have your...
Pretty sure, don't you print all your fingers in
you do.
Kindergarten?
All of mine are printed.
I don't know. I kind of thought it'd maybe just be thumbs. But
No, because if you commit a crime, the chances that you lose, like if a relatively smart criminal to not use thumbs,
that'd be
you
really
still have
hard.
them on there.
Yeah, but like that's why they do the thumbs, because thumbs you like use them for everything because they're the thumbs.
Yeah, you can also just wear gloves.
You can also just wear gloves. But no, they should have prints. Very curious.
Bruh.
There's a chance it was.
Imagine finding that, though.
Yeah. Imagine how worried you'd be.
Be looking around like...
Be like, look,
I'd be checking my hand.
a fake finger.
Imagine you're on your hour 8 of your
No.
Walmart shift pushing carts, and you're just like, no, not today.
Yeah. At first, I'm like, maybe it was like some sort of like prank, and it was like one of those. It was in one of those like biohazard things. Like, I don't know. Like, I've known stories of people who just like were asked by their doctor to like keep something. You know what I mean? If they had it amputated, and some people say yes. So if they just like took it home, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna cause a little chaos.
Or if it just like fell out, they didn't
Or
mean
if it
to
just
lose
fell
it.
out,
Fell off.
Who would bring an amputated finger to a Walmart?
Maybe it was like on the way, like they were just coming back from the hospital to pick it up. Like on the way, I gotta stop and get some groceries.
So
And like
what
as they were
was-
loading the van, it kind of like tipped the cooler.
I forgot something.
Yeah.
What was like the sever like? Did they explain if it was a
They,
clean cut?
that's the thing. I'm
Was
like,
it a
if you're
full
reaching out to the
finger?
community, you got to give us everything,
Because you could rip off a finger, pinch off a finger. Like imagine getting
Yeah.
caught in a car door. That would kind of
could
pinch
be,
it off.
Yeah, it could be torn. It could be
Sawed.
severed. It could be sawed off. It could have been pinched. Any number of things.
Blown off with a firecracker from the hand.
True. Yeah, any one of those things it could have been. But they didn't describe it at all. They're just like, animated with missing finger.
Maybe
But-
someone grew it in a lab. Just toss it in the parking lot.
Weird thing about this finger, it's completely enclosed. There's no wound.
Weird
But yeah,
thing.
I just thought that was quite a crazy story for
That is
here,
very
where we
weird.
are. Yeah. You don't hear anything about that too often. Someone out there with just no finger and not a care in the world about it. Hopefully.
I'm trying to
Hopefully.
figure it out in my brain. But no.
What finger was it? Did they know?
They just said it was a
Didn't
finger.
say.
It wouldn't be a thumb. I think they'd probably say that. If it was a thumb, they would 100% figured it out. Unless they said it was like damaged.
Yeah. Are there comments under that post? They're like, people gotta be like, this crazy. What is going on?
I remember recently someone.
No, they don't allow any comments. I think you have
That's
to.
probably
You have to
smart.
call in with information. I think I could call them and be like, "What's the news on that?"
Yeah, like any update on the finger?
I'm just curious.
Do you guys remember when there was a big thing when someone local in the area posted an advertisement for them doing exorcisms? Like them,
What?
them
Like
being
demon
like,
exorcisms?
yeah,
No.
they were like, if you need me, they were like, they
That
were
was
from
not
they
a
were from the
thing.
same city, Sydney.
Yeah.
That was not a thing.
Yeah, my grandma was talking about it, my mom and all my
No.
aunts were talking about it. Yeah, bro.
When? Is this like
I want to do
It
that.
was
20
like-
years ago?
No,
or
no,
like-
no. It was like 4 or 5 months ago.
No way.
Yeah, it was
no.
a huge buzz. You didn't hear about
No.
this? Yeah,
That's
someone said they were in the area and like.
Was
if
it just
anyone-
one person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You kind of made it sound like it was a whole like fad. Like
No,
there was like a
no,
whole
no,
bunch
no.
of people that just all of a sudden.
It
like,
was just like a
I can do
post
it.
that like quite a few people were like
Yeah.
connected with, and they just said like, you know, if anyone needs an exorcism, like I should be one of your first contacts. Like keep me in mind, pretty much. The comments were ridiculous. They're like, this is a joke, right? Oh, crazy stuff, bro. Oh, Facebook is crazy. I saw that wholesome post on Instagram, and everyone in the comments were like, Instagram, this is the stuff I want to see. I do not want to see any vehicles on my feed.
Dude, I know I just talked about, so I just made an advertisement for tutoring for this summer, and I'm going to put it on Facebook Marketplace. There are some fun things you could do on Facebook Marketplace. I saw a guy advertise. I wasn't scrolling and saw it. I saw it on a different social media account, but he advertised that he could show up with like a pretty good-looking motorcycle. I don't know what it was. I didn't look that closely. I wish I did. But like a pretty radical-looking motorcycle. And he said you paid him $50. He'll show up. You guys get like you just like meet halfway between where anyone lives. If you want to impress like your girlfriend or your friends or whoever, he'll show up and then he'll instigate a race. And then he will lose. And then for another $50, he'll throw a temper tantrum just to race again, to lose again.
Wow.
I'm like, that's a good business
That's so
model.
awesome.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
so
There's
awesome.
like
those are the type of guys
selling-
that I want to be like pensive.
Selling
Like,
a
those are good
confidence
guys.
boost is such a good
Yes.
idea.
Or people will sell going to your funeral and acting mysterious and crying in the background.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those.
yep. Act like a guy walks in with like 2 big bodyguards,
Yeah.
and then he'll like go like put a coin
Yeah.
on your casket or something.
Like a Russian coin on your
Yeah.
casket and walk away.
That would be crazy.
Not even talk to the family. Oh, God.
There was a woman that did that same thing. Except she'd be like, "You married? She getting on your nerves? Pay me $50 now. I'll put your name in a book. If you die, I'll go and I'll go up and stir up some trouble." And she'll like go and like weep over the grave and stuff. I'm like, "Jeez."
Dirty deeds done. Dirty
That's
cheap.
It reminds me of
terrible.
a movie. What is it? Is it The Wedding Ringer? It's with Kevin Hart.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. anything else.
But it's basically a movie, and the premise of the movie is Kevin Hart owns a business, and it's just a full-on. It's kind of like Secret. It's like kind of underground. And it's hush hush. It's literally a place where you go, and you can pay him, and he'll like be at your wedding and help your wedding for people who like don't have many friends. Like in
Oh, yeah, I
in
know
this
what you're
movie, the
talking
main
about.
guy had like no friends and nobody, and the wife's like, "You got to get like 7 groomsmen, and who's your best man?" And he's just like, I have just only been with you. I have like no friends, nothing. And he goes to him, and he's like, "Yo, I need the full hookup, the full
Yeah.
works. Like, I need 7
And he goes
friends,
like,
and
"You
you
want
got to
the
be my
deluxe
best
or
man." And,
whatever?
yeah, and we got to come up with a full backstory. And so the whole suit is like, "Dude, you were asking me to pull off a golden tux. You can't do that because usually
No,
he
yeah.
just does best man or just finds you a couple things or throws in a story or whatever." But he's like, he needs him to everything. So they spent like weeks together, like literally creating an entire childhood that never existed and like crazy stuff, like how he's a priest but he's in the army but he has like 2 wives and all this, and a couple stories, and they literally pull like 7 random guys off the street and like, "Yo, you guys got to be best men," and then they come up with their own identities, and like they spend like, I think they literally even go on like a week-long trip, like just to actually try to build a connection, and they have like the most fun. And by the end of the movie, he realizes like he really doesn't love his wife that much. Like she was like the really hot. It was Kaylee Kuko, the Big Bang Theory girl.
The
From
Penny
Big-
one?
Yes, Penny from
Oh,
Big Bang
okay.
Theory. Kaylee
Penny.
Kuko, I think is her name.
Yeah.
It was her, and like the her backstory was like she was a super popular, super hot one, and somehow he was like the nerdy guy that landed her, and he realized like, I don't really actually like her. Like
Yeah.
I just felt like I could never get you. And
Hang
for
out
the
with
first
the
time in his life,
boys
yeah, for the
better.
first time in his life, he was like actually having fun with the boys. But at the beginning, Kevin Hart, like the main guy, was like, "You got to remember, this is just a one-time thing. Like, you can't reach back out, can't be friends." But by the end of the movie, he obviously changed his
Yeah.
mind and was like, "You know what? You're right. Let's do
cool
this."
movie.
And they like to go, and
That's fun.
and all of them stick together, and they actually have like the best of fun. They like crash the wedding. They leave mid wedding.
Yeah.
It was a really cool movie. It was just hilarious. Like, you think stuff like that exists?
There's a regular show episode called Party Pete where you can pay Party Pete $50 and he like throws a party, or like he like boosts your party.
Yeah, that actually exists. Those are just like promoters. They're
Yeah.
literally like kind of popular people who literally just get paid to like show up to this place, post that you're here, tell people to come.
Dude, I want to watch the movie Project X sometime.
I've watched it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
What is it?
These high schoolers just throw a huge party,
I think it's based off
Just
a
a-
real story, unless I'm thinking of something else.
but like it becomes huge.
Yeah, no, yep.
Like
It's a real
A-list celebrities start
Yeah.
showing up and
They
stuff.
burnt down the neighborhood. No, they burnt down the house, and like cars blew up, and it was based off a real story in Australia. This guy in Australia, like celebrities were showing up. This was absolutely massive. Like car was in the pool. The house literally burnt down, and like a few cars got like tumbled and
gonna
blew
watch
up.
that
And like it was
tomorrow.
based off a real story. And the funniest part is the real guy. Like they got an interview with him, like the Australian news writer, like main headlines, and he was sitting there. He has his sunglasses on and like just beach clothing, without a care in the world. Like he literally, I think, was in like he probably got arrested for a while, but he like got out. And they're like, "Do you have anything to say for yourself, or like, do you have any to apologize?" And he goes, they're like, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And he goes like, "If you want to have a party, get me to do it." And they're like, "What? What?" And he's like, "I know how to have a good time." He did not care at all. He was
That's
proud.
awesome.
Same time next week.
Yeah, he was like, "Get me to do it. I'll
Yeah.
throw the party."
But I saw some Instagram
That's
posts
wicked.
and it said like remember when this was a phase, and it was a bunch of Snapchat stories, and it said like Project X party this weekend. So apparently that was like a thing that I don't think we ever went through.
Yeah,
A
I knew
lot
it
of
was
high
like
schools
kind of
did.
a term, like
Yeah.
Project X. It was like
yeah, we're throwing a rager.
just a general term for a party or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, you should watch that movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it tomorrow. It's kind of my lazy day tomorrow. Not doing too
Tomorrow
much.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but if you look at the top posting on Facebook Marketplace, bro, there was some crazy ones. I saw a Boeing 737 on there.
That's an airplane.
Yeah, for $9 million.
That has to be
Halvesies?
Dude, it had like 10, 20 pictures.
Yeah, but like you can go online and type in a specific plane model and find.
I
You have
guess.
to,
I
right?
guess.
Because there's no way.
Why would you
There's
put it
no
on
way.
Facebook
Yeah, why would you
Marketplace?
put it on
Marketplace.
That has to go up on sale in the private sector.
Yes. That you have to call a separate like multi-million-dollar corporation.
Yeah,
and
you have
they'll
to
Buy a
sell
plane?
it for
Can I just
you.
buy a working Boeing 747 if I have the
I don't
resources?
think you like can. Like if I had $9
I think I
million,
can. I just can't fly it.
I don't know. I
You
feel like
need a
no,
certification to fly.
I feel like you'd need like a certification to own it.
No, because
Stuff.
I'd like. I mean, if I could, I'd buy one and then just rent it out to like a local airport
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that
can
would
use
be
this.
profitable.
if you want.
I don't know. Because, yeah, it is weird. Because, yeah, you can't, like, fly over other airspaces. It's all
You
weird.
can't even take it out. You can't. If one of us bought it, we couldn't lift it off of the air. Where would we?
I could figure it
No,
out.
no. Where would we do it?
Oh yeah. that's-
No airport.
If
would
there
let
was a
us.
private
We'd
like
have to get it on
farm-
I-75 somehow. We'd have to shut down the road,
you get a.
take it off.
Well, you can't just shut that
Is
one.
it-
If anything, I'd say like a farm, bro. Find some flat ground farm where you can get a farmer and be like, "Yo, smooth."
Nah, that nose is going in, dude.
Well, you have to pay. You would have to flatten and
Yeah.
pack the ground.
Yeah.
You have to get the farmer pretty much to roll his field like 50 times over.
It'd have to be a
Get that-
long strip.
Yeah,
A long
You
farm.
probably need like a mile.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, I'd guess.
Yeah.
Could do it though.
know.
Sir.
You think you could get it up though? Did we talk? We talked about that question, right? If you had to land a plane, could you?
Yeah.
I think we
I
did.
don't think.
No.
Oh, we talked about that.
I think we
Have
did.
you seen? I don't think so.
I
Have you
don't
seen
know
the
if we talked
control
about that.
board? Maybe we
I
did.
don't.
We did. That was a long time ago.
I feel like we did, but
Have you seen the control board on one of those planes?
yeah,
though?
bro.
You cannot do it.
Yes, you when you're flying it, you don't have to be flicking a whole bunch of stuff. Like I could get it down
Just to find the
and live.
Just to find the
Throttle.
No, dude. Just to find
You
the
have to, like-
lift rudders. Like
Yeah.
Like they're not labeled. Just to find those, which are super important for landing.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
little
to.
bro. What do you think the wheel does? That's what it controls, bro. It controls your.
Not
ruddles.
evenly. Not evenly.
I think so.
Because you have
Like
like
when you're turning a plane
have
and going up and
thrust.
down. Yeah.
you have these, but there's no you can't. First of all,
Yeah,
it's not
you
a
can-
steering wheel. Well, I
It
guess,
kind of
yeah,
is. It's like that new Tesla one.
Yeah.
What do they call it? I forget.
It's like a bow tie. It's like shaped like a bow tie.
It's like
You know
what
I mean?
Formula One cars have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have that, which moves them, but it moves them at different rates and different directions to turn. It doesn't put them up and down
does.
at the same rate.
Yes, it does, bro.
How?
You lift. You can
I'm
lift
pretty
the
sure
whole
like the lever.
Yeah,
I'm
can
pretty sure
lift
you
it
like
all
push it up or push it down, and it.
Yeah.
It would
So you
do the
think you can
levers.
land an airplane with thrust in the steering wheel?
Yes.
You're wrong. Where
I
are
was
you gonna?
about to look it up.
Where's the
What am
button?
If I-
Where's the button to put the wheels
If
down?
I had 10 tries,
Are you crash
That's
landing it?
no. That's the biggest thing. Yes, it's gonna be crashing. Like I'm not gonna keep the wheels. The landing gears will not be there, but I will get it
I
down
can do
and
it
I will
too.
be living.
I can do it too.
Yeah.
If you were crash landing,
I mean, like yeah. Like I'm not gonna like. All right, put her down nice and easy. It might be a slight bump,
runway?
ladies. It'd probably be easier, but I feel like a farm. Like I feel like if you're crash landing,
clear
it's gonna
landing.
be about the same.
Clear landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
it's going to be hard for you to
think
judge
so.
your speed, though. You know,
I could feel like I could find.
'Cause you gotta. How fast do you think they're
Speedometers.
going when they touch down? I bet they get down to like.
80
They
miles
gotta
an
get
hour.
down to 80 miles. I was thinking like 80 to 90 miles an
Yeah,
hour, bro.
when you hit.
Or else your
And the
stuff
wheels.
is flying off.
Yeah. I mean, I think last second you just, what is it? It's that'll put your nose up.
Yeah, and
So
then
you have to tip
put
it down,
the
and then
backs
right as you
hit
make contact,
first.
you gotta pull it up so that the cockpit like sits up.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
landing like a whole?
Because I think you want the back wheels to touch first.
Yeah.
You want the back wheels to touch
Kinda
first.
sit down
so
like
you
that.
point
But
it.
that's
and
the
then
hard
you go-
thing because you're going down and then you got to sit down like
But
that.
if you don't have wheels out, dude, it doesn't matter if you're landing in a field. Like the whip from hitting the back,
Yeah.
it's gonna drag so fast, and then it's gonna hold here, and it's gonna.
yeah, and you're probably gonna flip over.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, like I think you could find the gears down, or what do they call them? Wheels down.
Landing gears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
usually a big. I think
I
it's like a
mean,
button, but whatever. Let's
think
just
about
assume
if
they're
I
out.
had a full tank of gas, so I could like fly around, you know, and
Take
have
a few.
have the manual, take a few like swipes, like okay, could have probably hit there, and I take back off. I mean, if I could take back off.
Well, I probably wouldn't like even worry about turning. I'd probably just like go down and then like up and then wait for another clearing like ahead of me.
Is a water landing harder than a ground landing? Is it more dangerous?
Probably
Captain
not.
Sullivan did it.
Probably not.
Because if
like,
I mean,
thing
planes
with
are
the ground-
buoyant, as long as you're not going like straight down like this,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna go too deep, and it's gonna crush the hole.
I think the thing with water is that the friction's so intense that if your like nose pretty much catches, that the plane can flip over.
That's
yeah,
what
but
I
it's the
thought.
same with land. Ground doesn't have any less friction
no,
than
but
water.
wheels are gonna like roll when they're hitting land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
won't
water
roll
they're just adding
as
Wheels are
well.
just gonna like get stuck in the water.
Yeah, just don't put them
Because you're
down.
not really going down that
Yeah.
fast. Like you know how water's like concrete when you're fast
you're,
enough.
You're going down real.
you're
slow.
not
down
going
like this
down
slow
that
if you're doing
fast.
it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right, you should be going like down pretty chill.
Just go up and then like stall like this and just let it sprawl.
Yeah. So like you're gonna reduce like going fast isn't the thing that's gonna kill you. Going slow too fast is going to be the thing that kills you.
Going fast isn't gonna kill you. Going
Slowing
slow too fast.
Slowing down's the dangerous part.
Yeah. It's not the fall that kills you. It's the stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not dangerous to drive fast. It's just dangerous to slow down too
Right.
quickly.
Oh man.
That's true. Yeah, but I think I could land it. I could do it.
I think I could get 1 out of 10 tries.
I can land a biplane, no problem.
Nah, come on. Like where you just have to live. You can crash and get tossed around.
If I just
and
have
you
to
can
live,
break
I'm jumping out of the plane with
Yeah.
parachute.
Yeah. Just,
No, you have to land. You have to put the plane on the ground. You got not enough parachutes.
It's gonna get there.
You got people on board. Not enough parachutes.
You know, I need to look if the Mythbusters ever tested this, but like if I could calculate how much newtons I can like if I was falling on a piano, could I jump at the last second and negate my fall damage?
no.
because you're still like
Because
you're still
You're-
traveling at that speed.
you're
If
going
on the
down
piano.
at such a rate that jumping isn't going to do anything. You wouldn't be able to
No, but
leave
if I
the
found
piano.
the rate that I could fall at.
If you had the superhuman ability to jump at the same rate that you're falling, like exert that same exact force.
No,
that
like if
gravity's
I knew
applying.
how many like if I could calculate how much force I can put downwards.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I put the piano at the exact height that I'll like. So maybe I can't do that much force, so I can only put the piano up like at 9 foot. And then when it's an inch before the ground, I jump up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
We're
it's
on the same
falling at
page.
the same force down that I jump up. Will I just go 0 miles an hour and then let gravity take over,
No,
and then I'll
because
just
there's
land on the
nothing
ground?
beneath the piano
So you kinda
because there's
jump.
nothing to push off from. you and the piano are moving at the same rate. There's nothing to push off. The piano is just going to go down, and you're not going to go up. You're going to go down with the piano still.
So I'll just go the same speed. Yeah. Will the piano go down more?
Yeah, the piano will go down faster.
Will my feet be able? Oh yeah, my feet will be able to get off the piano. Yeah, but I'll have no upwards force.
Yeah, unless the air friction is insanely high. If you did that on the world's biggest paper plate, and you had a crazy high amount of pressure applied from this jump, then you would trap a lot of air inside of it. But by doing that, you're really just creating a new floor with the paper plate.
Yeah.
And so you'll just break your legs on the plate instead of the ground.
Yeah. And even then,
so it'll still to make it zero. It's like you're hitting the ground anyways. So it's just gonna hurt you just as bad. And then you're just gonna fall the extra inch, and that distance won't hurt you. But that contact, that like the jumping, you're not gonna leave. You're just gonna apply so much force that this becomes the new ground, and you're just gonna, the contact happens there.
Yeah, and even if you did get like the world's biggest paper plate, it would fall so slowly already.
You would just sit on it and chill until
like a parachute. You know,
you're right. So yeah, I think applying an equal amount of force is just going to make it the new ground.
I always thought I would be able to do that.
Should I look it up?
I still think you can.
I bet it's a big question. I'm going to look it up real quick. How much time do we have?
Not long. I was going to end it, but if you want to look it up,
we can do some research during the break and see what we come up with.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But like, you get the concept, don't you?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But like, you think about Newton's third law, the piano, you have nothing to push up against. Yeah. So you're just going to move it. And
what if you apply your force preemptively and it touches the ground, and then your force hits the ground before the force comes back up from the impact? So
it doesn't work because just again, Newton's third law.
Like
if you want to put force down, the force has to come back up. So I don't think there's a split second in there of time where you could go one way and it doesn't go back the other.
Maybe. I have another theory that I'll mention in the next one.
All right.
That I put some thought into.
All right. We'll be back.
These are the things I contemplate.
You know what I mean?
Are you talking to the mic, bro?
Is it on?
Yeah.
I'm going to edit that up to this point because I was going to jump back into where we started.
Go ahead.
So, well, did you do the research? You look it up?
I did. I'll read it. I'll read off from what I looked up, but it's basically what we decided on. Here it is. So I put it into an elevator because it's the same thing, but I think that's like a really famous question. If an elevator is free falling, when an elevator is falling, jumping won't change the speed at which you and the elevator are descending. The force of gravity affects everything inside the elevator equally. Jumping might even increase the risk of injury upon landing. So lie flat on the floor is the best bet, just in case you get into that situation.
Elevator, you might even have a better chance because that actually has resistance. You might actually be able to push off with that not causing more speed because of the friction that it has because it's attached. A free-falling piano has nothing. Like
I just don't think a human could physically muster enough force to push down at a rate that would speed the elevator up. You'd have to speed it up to make that happen. But if it's free falling with so much weight, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Actually,
like when Superman like pushes off a meteor, right? Is he just like using magical powers to propel himself?
It's a superhuman strength. Yeah, it's so much strength that it's like another object flying into it and colliding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here's my second thing that I think I could do.
Let's talk.
So if I was free falling again.
Okay.
And I could take a rock. If I'm falling and I'm like above water, and I could take a rock and throw it down right before I hit the water, and I break the surface tension of water. Now, assuming I don't get injured from falling into the rock. So the surface tension of water is broken.
Yeah.
And I just slip. Would I just like slip right into it?
Yeah.
Without taking damage?
You would 100%.
At least a lot less.
Would there be a point though where the water surface tension is still like relevant, and then I wouldn't?
I think so. Just because it's all that initial. That top layer.
Yeah.
So as soon as
once it's broken, you're in the mix.
Weird and moving.
Yeah.
I could just like slip right into it.
Yeah.
Like you think, how fast do you think I could survive if I could pull that off? But the other thing,
how fast would you have to be?
With how forces work, could I throw the rock downwards?
I don't.
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think you'd throw. Like
if I'm going at terminal
the rock
velocity,
would stay in your hand.
Yeah. If I'm going at terminal velocity.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to. But if I was going below terminal velocity, I'm pretty sure I could add enough force to the rock to get it to increase velocity.
Yeah, as long as the rate that you're falling is less than the rate you can produce when translated into speed,
Yeah.
then yes, when you throw.
And then I break the surface tension.
yeah.
Obviously, you probably hit the rock. But
Yeah, that would suck. But the rock would be slowed down.
yeah, the rock
But
would
you'd be going a lot
very
faster.
slow.
Oh, Trey's calling me back.
Dude, I think
We were talking
that would
about
work.
sports betting. Trey, are you busy? Okay, we're on the pod right now. We were just asking. You were down just a little bit a while ago in that, and that method that you used to use with those parlays. Did you still use that? And if you do, are you like getting back up?
Can I back up? What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work.
Probably not. Disregard
Ignore
that
that.
whole thing. Ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that.
Cannot.
Oh well.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you put it in like Jello terms, it's like if you fall like this, if you put your hand in the Jello fast, it's just gonna smack, and then if you push harder after that, like it's gonna go through. But if you make a little incision in the Jello and then do that, it's gonna open up. Your hand's gonna slide it, get like going easier.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm guessing the same term applies for water. It's just easier to break the surface tension.
That's nice. I want to
Yeah.
try that sometime.
Don't.
I mean, that's like a decently well-known thing. Like, that's why if you look at professional high divers, their air is bubbled at the bottom. Did you ever see that? The water they land in? You haven't seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
They blow air bubbles to break surface tension. So
yeah.
it's just sitting there bubbling
I've
at the
seen,
bottom.
like-
Oh yeah,
It's
so
just
like yeah,
I've seen
great.
insane
so you go
bubble.
in and there's just no
I've seen when they're
surface
like
tension.
doing like 10, 30 jumps, like
Yeah.
like back to back. They'll have
like a-
extreme bubble makers.
it's like a
Yeah.
like that are
jacuzzi,
like white
yeah.
rapids.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So there's absolutely no surface tension.
Yeah.
And they say like you can get to the point where like you better have a deep pool because you'll shoot down like 30 feet.
It'll go
Yeah.
far.
you know,
That's crazy. That would
unless you
suck
get
to
the
dive
technique.
30 feet and then I gotta swim up now. That's
Yeah.
a long distance to swim up.
Yeah, especially
It's
because you've probably been
doable for
holding
sure.
your breath since the jump.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
unfortunately that helps because if you have a big, a big
Yeah.
tank
Ah,
of
yeah,
lung
if you
in
do it
you,
professionally,
your
you're doing collegiately.
buoyancy will really
Yeah,
shoot you.
But
back
then
up.
like in competitions, they just kind of have like a small bubble just
Yeah,
to
just
kind
a
of
little-
keep the surface tension
Yeah.
bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, the world record. The world record for the highest dive
It's
into 6
crazy.
inches of water.
Yeah, that's even
It's
more
like
crazier.
It's
Yeah,
like
I've seen
120
that.
feet.
It's
What do they do?
It's a little kiddie pool.
It's a kiddie
Do they
pool.
like
They literally go in hands first, and they cut so hard. Like you dove into a shallow end before. Like you're not supposed to do that. It's dangerous, but
Yeah, but you cut.
yeah, I would always do that as a kid. Like I would super exaggerate it, like jump straight up, go straight down, and then I would cut it so hard that I would only go like 2 feet deep. Well, people have pretty much gotten so good at that, they did it at 6 inches of water.
I think they still like got.
That
hurt.
is
I think he
insane.
still got like
Oh yeah,
pretty messed up. By
bro,
it.
definitely had to get messed up.
But like the fact that he like
What
survived.
did he jump in? What did he jump with? Like on his
I
body?
don't know.
The
I think
Speedo.
I think just normal clothes.
Speedo.
The bottom of that pool has to be so
I wouldn't be
smooth.
shocked if he was like covered in Vaseline. Too.
I was gonna say like the pool has to be smooth as can be. Yeah, you got to be covered in some sort of lubricant.
But you mistimed that by a millisecond.
You just cut before you hit the ground. You hit the water.
Yeah.
So biggest belly flop.
Belly flop. Death diving.
Oh.
Crazy. That would hurt so bad. Yeah. I gotta rewatch that, bro. I don't know why. I watched some like YouTube documentary about that. I'm like, this is the craziest. It was like craziest world records ever. And then
Those are cool.
There's
man.
one guy that spent like 30 minutes in like 255-degree sauna. I'm like,
30 minutes.
yeah. I was like, bro, your blood's gonna start boiling.
Me and Jacob every once in a while we go in the sauna at the Y, which that's like a whole nother topic we should go into.
Yeah.
But we go in when it's like what 160 we calculated
160?
because the one we keep going in has it in Celsius and we're like
Yeah. So pretty
we're
much what we
America
do,
here. I get Celsius is better. I agree.
it
but,
has
like,
Celsius
this is the
0
United
to
States.
100. So what we're able to do is
Yeah.
the temperature is a percent of the boiling point of water
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
not from 0 because water freezes at 32. So we have to calculate that in.
Yeah. We calculate
then
it's like 150.
We assume that water boiled at like I think it was like 260.
50. Yeah, it's like It's close. It's like high
Yeah.
twos. It's close.
It's
to that
literally, it's literally. I
255.
think it's like 15 degrees hotter, 15 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than what this guy was sitting in the sauna.
Did he just like get up and walk out, or do they have to pull him out when he was
Water boils at 212.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
guys. But blood's not water.
We've been miscalculating then. Devin.
Blood's not water. Though.
We've been like kind of
Yeah,
close.
So what temperature does blood boil at? I want to go on
But
incognito.
would the water in your cells boil? Because there's water in your cells that aren't like blood.
Because it's not the same bond. It's not the
Well-
same chemical
Pretty
bond.
sure it's still H2O.
Yeah, but it's then been linked to other things, so that bond may be stronger than the bonds
Yeah,
between
there's also
other
some
H2Os.
there's also some insulation.
Blood boils at the same temperature as water.
Well, heck.
Well,
Yeah.
look up what the world record is.
Oh, you know what? Because the body regulates its temperature.
You're gonna sweat.
Yeah.
Like I said,
But wouldn't the sweat boil off you?
you're an
No, 'cause of
insulator.
salinity probably.
Because of salinity, I bet.
But it was crazy. And then the guy said he just has like they like took like burning rods and like put it on his skin and like hooked him up to a bunch of things and like tested him. And he had like a combination of an extremely high pain tolerance and then like an extremely high like heat tolerance. Like his skin wouldn't
After
get
he
burned.
got out of the sauna or before?
like his whole all
Just
the
in
time.
general?
Yeah, in general.
That makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, I was reading this. I saw sauna at 110, 16 minutes, 15 seconds. I'm like, that's 110 Celsius.
Yeah, so that
So
would be
that's-
like
yeah.
255.
Yeah.
It's got to be that guy then. It was crazy.
That's over
Gorgeous looking guy, too.
16 minutes
Is he
and
Swedish?
15
Swedish
seconds.
blonde.
How did I know it was Swedish?
Blonde hair down to the shoulders. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Bro was just chilling in that sauna.
You went in with extra insulation too with that long hair.
Yeah.
I'd shave myself bald if I had to do that.
Yeah. I look like the one punch guy.
Yeah. I look like Gru, minus all the extra clothes.
Yeah. The average sauna temp was just like for when it is between 150 and 175. So I bet we're right around
Yeah. I mean,
like 160.
and like the hot rocks too. We dump like a whole water bottle in there.
That's
So
crazy.
We get the humidity up to like 85.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Like I don't even know if I'm sweating or if my body's just collecting humidity and starting to run down me.
Yeah.
But that's actually pretty effective. I think there's a lot of benefits to just hitting like a 10-minute sauna before you go work out.
Yeah, we noticed that. At least the
Definitely
first
is.
time, especially, we did like the first 2 times. Like you'd walk out of there and you felt ready. At least I did. I felt ready to
Yeah.
go. Like I felt relaxed, stretched, warmed up, smooth. Like I was ready to like start
Yeah.
work. Cause like also it's like when you step out, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like cool. So
Yeah.
it like kind of reinvigorate. It's like after a long hot day out in the summer sun, take a step inside like some good air conditioning. It's like life changing. So you,
Kinda
like if
rework
you do that,
And then my elbow joints just feel better and everything. It was good.
it was great.
It's pretty much the
I
same
love
effect
sauna.
for me as I get for like doing the elliptical for 10
Mhm.
minutes. Or any type of cardio for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, the humidity is crazy. Because like I've known it for a while, like humidity changes a lot. Like in Arizona, it's like 95 degrees, but it's not very humid. It's dry,
Mhm.
so like it's not that bad. But here in Ohio, if it's like 70 and humid, it's
Yeah.
miserable.
feels
It's crazy how
just
much
as bad as
water
95.
does.
Yeah, we dumped so much water in the first time we went to a sauna. One of the rocks split in half.
Yeah,
It was neat.
did happen. I
pretty
forgot about
cool.
that. Yeah, I remember the first time we were in, we didn't know what to do, so we had a Gatorade cap, and we were like,
Yeah, we didn't know if you were supposed to
we didn't know how much. We didn't know how much. We just like did a couple caps. We're like, I think that's good. I think it's good because it would immediately sizzle. And now Jacob grabs some of our
Next
bottle,
time.
and he's like, and it's like over boiling over the machine
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
dripping down.
Then
boiling.
it drips down the metal of the machine, which makes it boil more because
yeah.
the metal's like piping hot.
Yeah.
And you want to get the coldest possible water so it has the
Yeah.
highest temperature change.
And we can feel it, dude. You can feel it just sitting there. It's hot in there. You just dump it, and like 3 seconds, it's just like,
yeah. You can sit on the
Hot.
bottom step and like be chill. Then you go up like to the next step and you're like, oh my god. Then
When
you
you
raise your
guys-
head up to the roof and it feels like your eyes are
Yes.
gonna implode.
it's crazy. Like you, if your hand is at your side, like it's not bad. But then you put your hand up, and it is just blazing.
Yeah. And actually, the humidity makes it feel better on my lungs. Because the first time
Yeah.
we went in there, it was so dry and
It's just
hot. It was like hurting my lungs.
Yeah, you
Like,
need
I
the
felt
water.
like the
in there.
brachial sacs in my lungs were disintegrating into ash.
Yeah.
I was like, dude. But then you put the humidity up, and it felt actually a lot
But
better.
it
And my
makes-
lips were
yeah.
chapping.
It does better for breathing, but it makes it feel like thicker. Like it
Yeah.
feels better for breathing, but almost harder because it's just like
You
it
gotta
feels
take bigger
on you a
breaths.
lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of cut through the air.
Yeah.
Cut through the water to get to the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saunas are crazy, man.
We should recreate a sauna with the smoke machine.
Dude, we could do a
is what
sauna
it
in
looks like.
here. It'd be a big
It's
sauna. We'd need a
supposed to
lot
be
of
looking
heat.
like a sauna.
Yeah. If we empty it out, we'd need a lot of hot rocks. Big heater.
It's crazy to me how much energy.
Well, we could just go use the sauna up there.
There's a sauna up there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where?
In the shop.
That's cool.
I know. I don't think it works.
It's crazy to think about. Like out in LA, they have those huge saunas. Like it's half spa, half sauna. How much energy? How much like electricity
Yeah.
does it take to maintain?
I always
that?
think of
Those are
the.
big buildings.
I always
They're big
think of
rooms.
Pirates of the Caribbean as Stranger Tides when they walk into that big sauna room.
They can't be that effective.
Yeah.
Those ones can't be. The ones in LA, sure, I bet they are effective. They're just crazy
That's
expensive to
crazy.
keep to maintain.
Unless they're like using a magnifying glass. Imagine it's like a dome with a big magnifying glass that like hits rocks.
Dude, yes, I was about. Those
Has
are
water.
crazy. The sun magnifiers, where
Yeah.
use the old TV
Make it
and
melt rocks
central-
and stuff.
Yes, it obliterates
Yeah.
rocks. It doesn't even skip a beat.
There's a guy on social media that created one out
Yeah.
of it, like an old TV.
Yeah, that's the famous on TV.
Screen.
Old
I'm
TV
like,
screens
dude.
do that.
If you like forget that thing outside and it just gets knocked over, you're burning a house down. And then when that's
Yeah.
down, if you don't notice, the next house behind it,
Yeah.
that thing goes far. I mean, it explodes rocks.
Well, you have to get the sun to hit it like pretty good.
Yeah, you have to like focus it on a spot, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's a chance.
I mean
it
that
gets
with that
bumps
thing,
and
that
focus.
spot is like it's like a 4-inch zone.
Well, the more you can like, there's
Well-
a way you can like focus it and make it hotter. So like, if you get
Yeah.
it down
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
quarter
yeah.
size,
If
it's
you
blazing,
move
but-
it like 1 degree, it could like almost be doing nothing, and then you just move it a little bit, and then it has a beam pretty much.
But I'm
What
saying
I've
like,
seen.
yeah.
But yeah,
if you're trying
yeah.
to explode a rock, as opposed to just heating up wood enough that it would.
Yeah.
No, those are definitely dangerous.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, if you like set it up on a tree and then just waited
done.
until the sun lined
go-
up to the angle is
That
at,
yeah. The sun will move.
it's gone,
yeah.
bro. It's gone.
It's gone.
Like goodbye.
Yeah, you zoom it in. If you like hone it to the point where it's like it's the size of like half a penny, that focal point.
It goes through anything.
You got to be careful. If you do it on your driveway, that concrete's
Yeah.
cracking. It's insane.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice.
But imagine like if you hit that on like a solar cell, do you think that would like it would melt it? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would melt it.
If you did it just right,
It
where
would
you
register a
didn't
lot
melt
of
it.
energy first
Yeah.
because you're taking a whole.
Charge.
Well, you're only taking whatever surface area of that screen.
How does
and
tidal?
converting
How
it
do
into
tidal
ones.
waves get their energy?
The moon.
Why can you like not bounce, bro? Like we're in the middle of a combo.
He's
and
good
you're
at
like,
bouncing.
tidal
It's
waves.
the moon.
Yeah, it's
It's
Is
the
it really?
gravitational pull of the moon.
Is that pretty much perpetual energy?
I mean, it's gravity, so I guess if gravity is perpetual energy, it's
Gravity's not perpetual energy.
Like,
Yeah, I'd
because
say
you've
no.
seen, have you seen the green energy things that they put in like
Yeah.
the tidal waves where they pretty
Yeah.
much get, yeah, it's like a crankshaft and it gets pushed in and then pulled out and then it spins in a circle and it just creates energy.
yeah. I mean, that's the same as like dams, just like hydro dams, just use gravity, which gravity pulls flowing water, and that flowing
Yeah.
water just turns them. So it's not I don't think it's considered perpetual.
The thing is, it could be considered perpetual energy. You just can't obtain perpetual motion.
Yeah.
So the water in this instance, if we're talking about the tidal waves, the water in this instance is the perpetual thing, which gets its source from gravity, which technically, if you zoom out of a timeline by billions of years, it's not perpetual.
Yeah,
technically
because
gravity
if time's,
does run
I mean,
out.
time's relative, so the bigger the object, the timeline's going to be smaller.
Yeah.
So you zoom way in, then you can consider like, okay, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
so
true.
long on a timeline, and assuming it doesn't change, it's perpetual for us.
Yeah. Because perspective kind of determines how.
Yeah,
What is that thing that keeps doing that?
know.
It's over here, isn't it?
Yes.
So weird.
I don't know if it's because we're making it warmer in here. There's a can that's
It's got
a few of the
That
cans
makes-
that have just
that
been.
makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Yes.
is. They're
But
just
you- that-
expanding.
that- has
Done
to
it
be
a couple
airtight.
times.
That has to be like a bottle.
Well, no, the
That's
aluminum.
sealed.
The aluminum can expand
I
itself.
guess
too.
aluminum's maybe a small amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if there was like a dent in it, and then the dents are popping out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah.
Pulling and contracting, I guess.
But yeah,
That's crazy though.
gravity. I saw there was a mathematical equation somebody made that about like how the tides would change as the moon gets closer. So theoretically, if the moon just like changed course and was coming for Earth, how the tides would change. And then somebody took that and envisioned it and then made it like a render. They made a render of it, like a visual render, like a video. It was crazy, dude. The moon's the moon's gravity strong.
Was it
obviously.
creating like tsunamis?
It rose. I think they compared it to New York, and the moon was over New York, and the water had pulled up from like the Great Lakes. Even the Pacific was washing up over, and the Atlantic had just taken over New York to the tallest city. It was just a bulge connected. Because have you ever taken a water droplet and held it between your two fingers?
Yeah, because
And you
surface
touch
tension.
it, and then you do this. The surface tension is like that.
Actually,
So it's not the same thing
yeah.
that causes it.
It's cohesion. I think it's a little different than surface tension.
I think cohesion creates surface tension.
That's probably true.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
so
they're
it's-
kinda
Yeah, I
interchangeable.
guess yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the same thing that causing it, but it looks like that. If the moon was so close to Earth, the gravitational pull would affect the water in both
Yeah.
ways. So water here would go this way, and water here would go this way. So it just makes this mountain of water that doesn't make any sense if you take the moon out. That you can just
Yeah.
like if you start here, like dive straight into it and swim across, you'd pop out and fall. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's how the
Weird.
tides are.
The moon's actually drifting away from us
Yeah, it's getting away.
very slowly.
Yeah. There's an old show. I can't remember what it's called, but the premise was there was a time. It was like dystopian world in the future, and they made a time machine to go back into prehistoric times where it wasn't dystopian, to like basically restart. And the moon was like the first thing you see is the moon is so close. That's not really realistic though. It was only so many million years ago, but it was a cool concept that they implemented that.
Yeah. There's a really good YouTube episode by Vsauce called What We'll Miss. Definitely worth the watch.
I feel like I've seen that.
What
before.
we will miss. What
And he
we'll
pretty
miss.
much goes forward a million years, and he
Oh,
says
yeah.
like things that people a million years forward will never be able to experience. And it was like they won't be able to see the moon. The observable universe will have shrank by like 55% because everything's expanding,
Mhm.
going away from us.
Yep.
Though they won't know that the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies were two separate galaxies because we'll have merged together into one.
Yep. How many million? 100 million?
It was a billion.
Oh, a billion. That makes more sense.
Billion years.
That makes a lot more sense.
Then you had like obvious things. He's like, the pyramids will probably be gone. I was like, oh, okay.
Thanks, Michael.
USA, hate to say it, might not be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a funny thing where he said Vsauce too. Like, they won't be able to have experienced Vsauce, and he's like, unless we test the ages or something. It's funny. It was
And that's why I
funny.
have this microchip that lets me live forever.
Yeah, dude, he's got some best content on YouTube.
In a billion years. The sun, what's the sun's life expectancy?
I think it's got like 1.8 billion left.
1.8.
Pretty sure because it's pretty old.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
actually
it's like
old, yeah.
65, 70% of the way it's through its life
Yeah.
cycle.
So we're...
It's so inconceivable to me when I see diagrams of like our sun compared to like, you
big
know,
ones. They just found
moderately large ones. You know,
They just found the next biggest one. The biggest light source in the universe.
really
They just found another bigger one. Yeah.
in our observable universe.
Yes.
Well, after
Well, before this one, there was the prior biggest light source in the universe. So yeah,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
observable. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I think after quasars, right? I think quasars are brighter. No.
yeah, but the
Well, I think they found that. Is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about sun.
quasars are like a point event
Yeah.
I guess
in the
That's a
timeline of
light
things because it's a
source, yeah.
it's a sun exploding.
Yeah.
But a sun would be a more long living light source. So I would assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
if a sun is formed
I
and
think
a quasar we only
lasts
see
like
for the
100
amount of
million years.
well, a quasar we only see for the amount of time that the event happened. So if it
Yeah.
only happened over the course of 2 seconds, we will see it for 2 seconds, just
we'll
a
see
few million years after it's
2
happened.
seconds of a quasar.
Yeah. I love thinking about that sometimes. Like if
Yeah.
somebody's looking at us right now, but they're so far away, they will see the dinosaurs
Yeah,
because that's how far it took the light to reach them. So cool.
it is really
But
weird.
the
So
light
cool.
isn't like bright enough, you know.
They would be looking at the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just wouldn't.
They
know
wouldn't
what
be able to
they're
see.
looking
Yeah.
at. Yeah, they don't know what the Earth looks like. We're just a little speck,
Yeah.
assuming they can see the light.
Well, I mean,
reflecting
if
off.
they had like advanced enough
Sure.
magnification,
Yeah, they'd be able to see the
yeah,
dinosaurs.
they would be able to see the dinosaurs.
Yeah. If they can,
Very
if they
weird.
found if the light wasn't altered in any way,
But
they
if
could
you
maybe
were-
find a way to translate that any
if you were
data from
viewing
the light
something
like
at the
like waves.
If you're viewing something at the speed of light
Yeah,
while moving forward to it
you're
at-
seeing time move fast.
at the speed of light, would you see things in 2 times speed?
If you go a certain speed, I believe so. Yeah.
I think that's one of Einstein's and Stephen Hawking's big equations. There's so much like when you get to the speed of light things that like we don't understand, just because like that's all we know.
Yeah.
Is the speed
You
of
would have to be
light, so I
going
don't really
twice the
know.
speed of light. Because if you're moving towards the speed of like light's moving
But that's-
faster than you,
That's
you are
like
to it.
impossible. That's the thing we
To
don't
notice.
understand right now.
To notice,
Yeah.
which is theoretically, if it was possible, that's
Yeah.
what it would be.
Yeah.
If
So
it
could you
was
receive data if you're going the speed of light?
Don't think
We don't
so.
know.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
know.
we don't know.
Yeah.
It's the best
Yeah.
one. Because like the
I watched
age-old
a-
question is like, if you're on a bus going the speed of light, can you see anything?
Yeah. Or
It's
would
like-
your headlights work?
Yeah, what your headlights were. That's probably yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like again when you get to the speed of light, it's so cool how it's just like we don't really know.
Wait, I saw something that was funny. If you had to go back in time and show a Victorian child something from modern day, what would you show him? Assuming you
Fortnite.
wanted to blow his mind.
I would show him like a EDM concert,
Oh,
like with the strobe lights and everything.
That
Like
might kill them.
a huge rave, like.
I'd probably bring a smartphone. Just like give it.
Really,
to
just
him,
bring a
like,
smartphone?
What is this alien bomb device?
Turn on
I
the
would
camera.
show him like a documentary of his culture, like on YouTube.
Is that you, kid, in this video right here?
That's. I don't even know if we can fit into this episode, but like, how useful? Like, you have nothing. What you have on you right now, minus your phone. You could have your phone. It's pretty much obsolete without the satellite technology.
Yeah.
And you go back, 2,000 years.
Yeah,
No infrastructure.
Think you can make a
really think
difference?
you really think you're making a difference?
Yeah.
I think just the knowledge.
But what are you
think
doing?
I
the
can
biggest thing.
I can read more fluently than any king of the day.
And I think just my understanding of
English
just,
though?
Actually, yeah. I'm in phonics, bro. I have to look at those symbols that they used. I know.
What
I know.
civilization is using English 2,000 years ago?
2000?
Yeah.
No,
2,000.
well, there's no English, but it's the early alphabets. Like I know the derivation
you have
of
like no
the
Latin
letters.
at that point.
2,000
know,
years ago?
basic
Yeah, I guess
German.
2000.
I don't
It's
think
kinda
English was.
weird.
I don't think you would be able to communicate with people.
2,000 years.
Anyone in the world.
I mean, you could obviously learn their language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to learn it.
would be
well,
like
first of all, I think if we were in any
It
area
would be
speaking
hard
Latin,
to
we'd become
survive
slaves instantly.
because you would be pretty much like a witch figure.
Yeah.
Everyone
Random
in,
guy out of nowhere. It doesn't look like
Yeah.
anything.
where
like,
we
your
where
only
we
hope
dropping?
is to
Where,
find, like-
where are we dropping?
Yeah, where are we dropping?
That's what I was thinking because I was gonna say
If I'm dropping where I am now,
yeah, if you're where you are now,
either I'm going to be revered as a spirit of the woods, or I'm getting
yeah,
scalped.
Hunted.
you're probably getting
Yeah.
scalped.
Yeah.
You would have to like.
Actually, I don't think I'm getting
to
scalped.
hide, grow your hair out, probably strip naked, and like wound yourself, and hopefully you got taken in by a local tribe. Like that would be your best.
Well, here's the thing.
bet.
Here's the thing. And the tribes in our areas over here weren't necessarily warlike, right?
Yeah, they're oftentimes like misrepresented. I think by multiple
Over
modern
west,
culture.
they had their cultures were more based around war,
Mhm.
but over here it wasn't. So if we dropped 2,000 years ago, they didn't have any problems with Europeans.
I'm gonna say
They
that,
didn't
I'm gonna
know
say to give
them,
yourself
so-
the best chance. You're in like southern. You're in like
We'd have to be in Rome.
Italy.
Yeah, we'd have
yeah,
to be.
you
in
have
that
to be in the
area.
Roman Empire. I say that give you the
Um,
best chance because if you can get your hands on like Plato, some type of
Thinker.
thinker. What's the word for it though?
Well, I think they're
Philosopher?
Yeah,
philosophers.
philosopher is the word. If you get yourself on a philosopher that can somehow see the bigger picture, that's your best chance to survive. There's a really cool episode or moment from the new Indiana Jones movie where Indiana Jones time travels back in time and he goes and he gets to view this battle that he's a big history buff, that he studied and knows everything about the battle. And then he starts connecting how his actions that he's been making while in that time
Mhm, has affected it.
has affected what he's learned
Mhm.
about the battle.
That's really cool.
It was so weird. He was like making all
Yeah.
these realizations.
I mean, I think our understanding of like science and geometry and all of this stuff is so much more advanced, even from an elementary education.
Yeah.
I think if we get over a language barrier,
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
If you find a philosopher that's open-minded,
I don't even think you have to find a philosopher.
I think you can just piece things together.
Dude.
Like, even though
Yeah,
I don't know exactly how a light bulb works, the fact that I can make drawings and explain, like, hey, electricity's got to come in here, power, there's got to be a filament
Yeah.
here. I feel like it'd be faster. Like, instead of it being, I'm just throwing a random number, random time. I know it doesn't correlate. Instead of it being 200 years till they make the light bulb, it might only be 100 because of my drawings and
I guess
my
the question
efforts.
is like, would you be able to like rule the Roman Empire?
I don't know. Probably not, because back then it wasn't
So
that bad.
family-based.
Who was the smartest? It was a family and battle-like strategy.
But
But
do you
Yeah,
think you
I
could
think-
be,
I
do you
think it was
you
just how
would
good of a speaker
be a
you were.
historical figure. Like, do you think we would learn about
I
you in
think
history
so.
books?
Yeah.
I think it may not
Easily.
be huge, but it'd definitely be like.
If
this
I
guy
learned the
was a major
language, I would be
part.
the father of medicine. Easily. Is
That's
that
the timer.
is that time already?
Yeah. It was,
Crazy.
Holy cow, dude.
I could talk about that one for a whole episode.
I'd tell
right
them
there.
about Bluetooth. Blow their mind.
I just don't even think it's so far off. I don't even think they could fathom it. Like, I don't think they would be impressed at all.
yeah, I think if you put it in simplest terms, I think they could slowly get it.
Oh, by Bluetooth?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't care.
Yeah, they wouldn't care.
If I could bring,
Bluetooth
if I could somehow bring,
it's so unapplicable to their day-to-day life
that'd be.
that it would just do
I
nothing.
could be.
They
I
wouldn't
mean,
believe
yeah.
in
If
it.
I could choose 10 things to bring with me, 2 things that don't require service but communicate via Bluetooth, like walkie-talkies.
It's just your iPhone, play something on airplane mode.
Yeah, I mean Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak over here. You're gonna hear me over there. This, and we'll
Yeah, I
finish
think
up.
if I could
militarily, I
if I
think
could
I'd-
start employing guerrilla strategy, like guerrilla tactics into the
Well, just think, 2,000 years ago, like there were certain military tactics that weren't employed whatsoever, even in like group.
If I take
Like
the
large
Spartan
military.
military and I tell them how to build Vietnamese tunnels,
Yeah, exactly.
like if I'm like, no guys, we're not gonna march.
King Philip would never have conquered them.
We're not gonna march as a legion
Well, I
towards
think
the enemy force.
what made the Spartans themselves so strong is that they were able to do that style very well, because that was their unity
Here's
and
the thing, though.
strength and
They
tactics.
fell to Macedon because their forces were small.
Yeah, they were outnumbered.
If they applied any other
Yeah.
tactics, it would have happened. Vietnamese forces in the 1960s and 70s defeated U.S. military.
I'm
They
just assuming,
exhausted the U.S. military.
I'm just
because they used those
assuming-
tactics, they were outnumbered.
I'm just
So
assuming
if you apply it to
because the
same
Spartan
stuff-
military could learn that and could be the best at that strategy, that they could do other strategies to an extremely high level.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
then-
it merely accents their already
Yeah.
insane skill.
It's not
I
their.
don't think they would have been.
It's not their
defeated.
strategy. It's their discipline and their dedication.
Also, like
to
I
it.
could
Yeah.
make a. I
You,
could make.
you take a soldier that is going to hide in a crawl space in a tree for like 17 hours until the opportune moment to strike,
which
bro.
they would do.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Also, like
you got no chance.
reinvent, like
They
show me
killed people. They killed people to get in the army.
show me a ballista that they have in that day. I'll make it 10 times better
Yeah.
based on what I know about the latest ballista
I-
that they
I will
used
show
before
them-
modern
I'll
military.
show them how to make cannons. I bet if you give me
That's-
1 month
this is
and
all-
resources,
Yeah,
I could
wait.
make a working cannon.
I'm dropping China and starting a cannon production
Yeah,
company.
this is always what every time I think about this, I think the one thing that I would have to do is I would develop gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I studied up on gunpowder for a little bit and then I did go, I think with no things, like I only have access to raw materials. I'm not gonna build a smartphone. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think
too
I
much
could
stuff.
do gunpowder, and
Yeah.
it would be revolutionary.
Yeah. I'd say make me a cylindrical barrel of metal.
Yep.
Give me a ball that is shaped very, very closely to it. Like that same size. And I think gunpowder is actually fairly easy to make. I think it's only a few chemicals that you just.
I think I could do modern plumbing too. It's suction.
Yeah.
I can make a toilet.
That's honestly true.
I can make
it's
a
all
toilet.
gravity and suction.
Yep.
and-
I think I could do modern plumbing. Yep, actually.
Because
Yeah.
they use like water towers.
They use
That's what water
aqueducts,
towers
but I
are.
think by 2,000 years ago they had forgotten how they worked. The Roman Empire lasted so long. Maybe it was after that, but like they still didn't have
Yeah.
modern plumbing. They just had troughs and it just
Yeah.
flowed down. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's fix that.
I think modern like mathematics just for like supply chain and inventory, I could make a pretty big
Exactly.
difference on.
You could be an insane economic weapon and I think
Yeah.
military weapon that you'd be infamous
Yeah.
or you'd
Yeah.
be famous.
Or like implementing
Yeah.
crowdfunding like the stock market.
yeah,
Like,
you could have the first welfare system.
yeah.
Even
And
just
just
like
be a hero for people.
Understanding general physics too, kind of like what you were talking about. That'd be like game changer. Like just little stuff that we understand, like
The apple
buoyancy.
didn't fall on Newton's head. You threw it at him. Changed the
Yeah.
timeline.
Like lift of an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty revolutionary. Yeah. I think I could make a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Too.
I don't think it's
I
as
think
monster.
not only would I survive if there was a society.
It would be difficult.
It'd be slow.
like it would take like 50 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be just like overnight. Like.
I would
invented
just
TV.
really,
Language
I would
barrier.
genuinely think of the simplest item that has changed lives today, and I would immediately start to go. Well, once I've gotten the basic needs figured out, I would immediately start to figure out how to produce that, and then
Yeah.
show it to somebody who is smart enough to be like,
Yeah.
"Come with me."
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
the biggest thing. You need other smart people
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
can help
You
you.
need, to
So-
find resources.
So I don't think a philosopher would be the way to go. I'd go to somebody like,
I don't know. Like I don't know. Do they have like technicians back there, or I guess scientists?
they had
probably.
architects is like the
But
closest.
you wouldn't
architects
explain the
and
fact that you're
scientists.
from the future, bro.
No, don't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying bring what
Yeah.
I have to offer to somebody who could use it and understand the importance of what I've just
Yeah,
done.
But you have to figure out like the lowest level you could bring that thing to,
Why the lowest?
because they're not gonna like pick up on it high end.
I think
What do
if
you
I
say?
go to like a decently like again, if we're in some empire or some city, if I go up to like one of the top guys and be like, I've just invented this cannon, and I'll call it this.
Do you want
missile
to
or
own
this-
the world?
I think
This
Isaiah was talking
metal
about
shooting
medicine.
device.
I thought you were specifically
No, anything as simple as possible that has changed the world.
And again, I think I'd probably go cannon just because that would lead right into muskets and guns.
Medicine would be
and-
easy. I mean, if we dropped
Projectiles.
in Rome, not necessarily the city, but just the empire. I mean, you know how many the whole place was built upon the economics of war. So it'd be pretty easy to be like, all right, I can help, even if I'm like a slave. They just don't understand my language and they think like, well,
Well,
you're
I
just fine with
think-
me. Like just help.
like medicine from a pharmacological standpoint. That would be really difficult.
That's not what I'm saying. Medicine, helping somebody not die. Any factors, like
Guess,
not
like-
putting mud on a wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. Like
Like
I just
even-
understand it. They would see how many people don't die when I treat them.
Like yeah, when did
Pretty much understanding how bacteria.
when did like
works in
stitches
infection.
get invented? Where they would actually take like wire or string and actually suture it up to
Oh, that was
force
a
the
long
wound
time ago,
close.
dude.
Was it really?
They
long?
used to use
Yeah, I
like
didn't know
strips
that.
of bark and they just
Yeah, I didn't know
Stuck
that.
it in
They
there.
did pierce it. That is kind of
yeah, they used bone as needles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a pretty big impact. But obviously, when you think about modern,
You're
day
right
medicine,
about
like,
pharmaceuticals.
yeah,
that
you
would be
don't-
impossible.
Chemical,
I don't
yeah.
know anything that goes into
You
it.
think of like ibuprofen. And
Yes, like
penicillin.
I could help with a headache. I help with a headache.
Like
there's
if-
this one weed I know
Yeah,
what it
like,
looks like.
obviously, I feel like you would probably be able to increase the population, like just
Exactly.
by teaching bacteria proper hydration and proper nutrition,
Yep.
and like how the body
Yep.
intakes calories and stores them. You could probably increase like 20%.
And I don't even have to teach it.
Survivability rate.
All I have to do is just like like I said,
Do it.
just like go to like an arena. Like the gladiators that survive, they're gonna be banged up, but then they're gonna fight again. Like, yeah, let me fix them up. Watch how they don't die, and then I will start to get noticed by whoever's in charge of the arena, and I'll start to get paid. And then they'll figure out like, why do people not die when you touch them? I'm like, well, I don't put manure in their bloodstream
Yeah,
to heal
I don't
them.
leach them.
You know what I mean?
All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
That was a fun one. I like
Honestly,
the theoretics,
yeah,
dude.
I might start the next one with that if we remember.
Yeah, we should.
Just go into more depth. Like again, we'd go
That's fun.
specifically like what is one thing you do?
Because I'm still on the side that it would be like very difficult.
You think it'd be a long time?
I
I
guess
think the
I
longest
think-
process is learning
I
the
th-
language.
I think the success rate of even like being able to make any impact that's like noticeably in history would be like, I bet only like 10% of the population would be able to succeed.
yeah, maybe.
Like I'm really pessimistic when
but
it
like
comes to
if
this.
you gave me again, like how
Because
long?
you got to think about what the odd changes of your health. Like if you come down with a fever, you don't have any modern medicine. Like yeah, you know the proper procedures to take, but you can't go to a doctor. You know,
I-
like
Yeah.
if you're just out
You
working
can't
on
take
something, working
penicillin.
on a project. Like if you're working on a cannon, it blows up and cuts off your arm. Yeah, you're probably gonna die. You know.
Yeah.
So you got to implement like You got to apply
You just have to be extra
the
careful.
death
about
rate
everything
of
you
the
do.
time.
Yeah.
Pretty much have to apply the death rate of the time to going back. So that decreases your success rate.
Death rate of the
Success
time is
rate.
affected by the concept and understanding of medicine, though.
Yeah.
So
To
what
a
you said
degree.
was what you said is
To
true.
a degree. So you could add
No,
like,
no,
you
it's
could
just
add
affected,
like
as a blanket.
a plus
yeah.
15% to your survivability.
Yeah.
So if the probability of someone surviving,
Yeah.
to a certain age is whatever,
But it's like-
I would add like 15%
But
just
it's like
because of your
everybody
knowledge.
back then drank out of water that was contaminated by feces.
Most of them only drank alcohol because that was the only way you could drink on
Let's go.
contaminated water. They say one of the most crazy
Yeah, like
world-changing inventions or discoveries ever made was caffeine.
Yeah,
They
instead of
created the
alcohol.
modern world
Yep.
because people could work in offices.
Yep. Dude, even something as simple as like developing a longer lasting wick. Like when they did that for
Showing people to boil water makes it safe to
like
drink.
clean,
Okay, that would be the biggest thing I think I would be able to.
it's just boiling
bring.
water.
Just like anytime you want to drink water, has to be boiled. I'll start a water company. I'd start a water. I would get a bunch of glass people and I would sell water.
That
Oh,
right there.
No one
yeah.
dies when they drink my water.
Yeah.
Just clay jugs, but like this is I don't even know what you'd call it back then, but
Untainted water.
yeah. I don't even know if they'd get that because I don't even know if they
Survivable
drink that their
water.
water.
I
is
still think
tainted.
somehow.
But I'd call it like water from the gods, and
Yeah.
like you will
Nectar.
not. You
Oh
will,
my
you will
gosh,
feel
nectar of the
great.
gods. I think somehow.
Put some electrolytes in that hoe.
I think somehow working with the military in such a way that you can show designs or give ideas and like input that is valued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's.
And
that's why I'm
then
kinda
You think
stuck
you
on
would-
Without getting stuck in the warfare, because obviously then the death rate goes up so much.
Yeah.
Then that's the best
Your
thing to do, because
bet-
then you're a general. You're set.
Yeah, your best bet is to get yourself in a position of power and then somehow like
Yeah.
create unity between the whole world.
Best possible. I mean, if it just happens right here, right now, there are a few battles. I don't know 2,000 years ago, but if I hear of like one or two battles and I read the inscription of like what the ongoings of the battle were, like the deployments used and like the formations, I feel like I could be like, 2,000 years later they use this. Let's just skip a beat and do it now. I think that would apply.
Yeah.
Like trench warfare.
because
Yeah.
again, like
It's also like putting an iron hole on a boat. Like they had iron back then. That's an insane advancement. They're gonna dominate the water. So
Yeah.
Like if you go back even farther, like where they only had like bow and arrows and swords, and then you are the army that rolls up with a cannon. You shoot two,
they're running.
they're fleeing.
They're running.
And then you could go around and you would grow your empire to be massive. And then by that point, word may got out to other empires that are a couple of them that are left,
Mhm.
and then they make their own cannons. But by that time, when you're that huge, you're probably already at muskets at that point.
Yeah.
And then you just they come out with their
I
two
mean,
True, you
cannons.
can make a musket.
Yeah,
I
it's
could
just
make a
the
musket.
same.
If you make the
Yeah,
world only
it's
one
the same.
civilization.
So I said, like
War's
they're
done.
all. It's like by the time
Until
they have muskets,
factions.
we'll
Yeah.
have AR-15s because we're that far ahead, and I know a decent bit of what an AR-15 looks like and how it works and blah blah blah. So they're both rolling up, and they're taking like 10 seconds to reload. Now and we're just gonna be sitting there.
You
Thing
know
is, like,
you know
have
what
to,
I
like,
would do?
You'd have to make, like,
Dude, I'd
CNC
invent the
machines and
spring.
stuff.
I would just invent the
It'd probably
spring.
just be a lot more like manual labor, you know. Like they didn't have
Yes.
cranes that built the pyramids; they had masses. They had slaves and
Yeah.
masses.
True. That's facts.
So like that's what I would do. Like you see this piece of metal, you
Shape
are
it-
going to
shape
carve
it
it
into a
by
board.
hand until you
But,
shave
you know,
it down to
you
the
just
shape.
need so much,
And
like,
they say okay.
intricate
That's, that's just what it'd be. That's just
you
what
need
it
things
is.
to be so uniform, though. It would just be hard.
Yeah. I mean you would need
Here's the thing.
some-
Here's the thing. I would invent the spring.
What did you say?
spring.
The spring. Think about it. You could
Yeah.
use a spring to make any type of reciprocal, like top deck magazine. You don't need muskets.
Imagine
you
if
just need
you
arrows
actually-
that fire as fast as an AK.
Imagine if you actually went back, though, and, like, someone, like, produced fire with their hands. Like, actual magic. I would be like, are you kidding me? Then you see, like, a dragonfly over, you're like... And you had, like, perfect confirmation that this was, like, the same reality. Like, how? How does that happen? Have you seen
I would
all
ask
these,
if I could learn it.
Yeah.
Have you seen all these old paintings getting revealed that have, like, dragons in them?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
people-
just
People think
it's
dragons
just
are
religion.
real.
It's just a religion.
I mean, they're
Dragons are not
they're
real.
pretty similar to dinosaurs. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Except that
we
they
know
could
the
be fun.
dinosaurs died because of ashes and burning. But I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think we're just gonna cap this. We're gonna let let the audience think
We're gonna
think
let it
on that.
sizzle.
We're gonna let that sizzle.
I'm just saying we haven't
think
found
about
any
that.
saddles for them, so.